Are you sabotaging your own mental health without realising it? From everyday habits and behaviours that we could actually be doing that have a huge impact on our mental health that you don't even realise. So stick around and you'll be surprised what's actually on this list. Let's make a start right now. Number 1, lack of sleep. Insufficient or poor quality of sleep can actually have a huge impact on your health and actually cause irritability, depression, anxiety. So what you need to do is make sure you actually get enough sleep at night. Do some mindfulness exercises or do some breathing exercises, anything that can actually relax your body. And there's some other things later on that I'll be talking about that actually directly link into your lack of sleep as well. So stick around to watch out what these other ones are. Number 2 is actually having a poor diet. Having too much processed or pre-done foods or takeaways can actually have a huge impact on your mental health. It can affect how your brain functions and your mood. So a great thing that I do is try out doing batch processes of food. So say on a day off that you've got, make a whole week's worth of food and actually portion them in, stick them in the freezer, and all you got to do is, in the morning, decide what you want to eat, get it out, put it on the side. By the time you're actually ready to the end of the day, all you got to do is stick that in the microwave for 6 minutes. And that saves you some time and you're getting a good, healthy meal that's been home cooked and you know exactly what you've put in it. Now, the next one is sedentary lifestyle. Do you spend most of your time not doing anything? So you come home from work and you just sit down and you vegetate. And that is all you do. Well, if you do that, it can lead to anxiety, depression, and actually stress as well. So yes, sitting on your bum and doing nothing can cause stress. Ask anyone who's housebound. They'll tell you how stressful it is to sit there and not do anything. So do some other things instead. Don't just sit there doing nothing. Just take 10 minutes out of your day, go for a walk, do some chair exercises. You can find loads of them on YouTube and on Pinterest of people actually sat in a chair doing exercises. You don't need any weights or anything around. It's literally your own body weight that you're doing. And the next one is excessive screen time. You know what I mean by excessive screen time. Too many of this. Spending all your time on a mobile phone, on a tablet, on your computer, watching TV. All of this can actually lead again to anxiety, depression, and actually social isolation as well. You're not talking to people. So a great thing to do is grab these, turn them off, put the actual sound on for silence, stick it away. Do that about half an hour before you actually go to bed. And if you feel, oh yeah, but don't want to go to bed and be bored. Don't need to be bored. Go back old style. Grab a book, grab a magazine or a newspaper and just sit there and read for about 15-20 minutes. Because you're doing something else and you're not having that blue light coming into your eyes, your mind will start actually relaxing and you'll drift off to sleep a lot better, especially if you do what I said right at the beginning and do some of that mindfulness and do some breathing exercises as well, or even like a small meditation. That will help you get some sleep as well. Next one is substance abuse. So this could be alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, or any other substances that can actually lead to a dependency. And actually can deal with mood swings as well, and then actually have some other mental issues around. You do hear a lot of people who smoke cannabis. They all say, oh yeah, it's fine, it relaxes me, but it causes paranoia. And that is a huge mental issue that you've got to start to realise. So if you feel, especially if you're an alcohol drinker, I used to be a huge alcohol drinker. I would go out binge drinking 2 or 3 times a week and get absolutely off my face. Alcohol and drugs can actually help you, or you think it helps you, but it doesn't. It just pushes everything to the back of the mind It's all going to come flooding back and hit you. Doesn't make it go away, it just puts a pause on it. It's like a dam. It will build up and then it'll explode. And then you'll have even more mental health issues than if you actually started to deal with things on a day-to-day basis. Next one is social isolation. Having limited social activities can have a huge effect on your mental health. It can cause feelings of loneliness, anxiety, depression. And a great way of doing that is to go out there and do things where you haven't got to be on your own. You haven't even got to go outside. You could actually have some friends round for a dinner party, start a book club or a film club, anything, just get with other people and start a conversation about something you enjoy. So it could be a latest movie or TV show that you've really got into, or a latest book you've been doing, or a new hobby. Yes, you can create a new hobby, but don't just do it at home. Find a little local club where other people want to do exactly the same hobby, where you can share ideas and motivate each other, learn new skills as well. It's a great way of you switching your mind over to something else, and you'll actually find it really relaxing and so rewarding as well. Next one is chronic stress. Now, this is persistent stress that's continued over a period of time, and it increases and increases. And it can lead to things like burnout, anxiety disorders, and then depression as well. I have got a video all about burnout, so if you want to have a look at that, I shall put that up in one of these corners. Take a look at that, and that explains a bit more about burnout and how you can overcome that. Next one is one I've dealt with quite a lot, is negative thinking. Persistent negative thinking creates patterns of reinforcement in your mind that you then start believing those negative things. And again, that can cause severe anxiety and depression. I had this for quite a few years. Please, you need to get out of it. Start doing a journal where you're forcing yourself to actually write down some positive things that have happened to you in the day, things that you're looking forward to, things that you're proud of. I did a video not that long ago about journaling, and there's different types that you could use. So again, I'll put a link up there to that journaling. Also, I'll put another link down below in the description so you can go back and have a look at that video afterwards. Now on to the next one, number 9, overworking. Having a lack of a work-life balance can lead again to burnout, stress, anxiety, depression, and cause long-term health problems. We've all been in those sort of jobs where it's very high pressure, or you're expecting too much of yourself. Or I'm actually quite lucky now to actually be in a job where actually they really do care about your mental health and making sure that if you do overtime, you're not doing too much, you're taking regular breaks. But one of the most important things that I found is once you finish work, turn off. Yes, you physically left work, but not up there. You've got to mentally turn off from your work and forget about it. Work will still be there tomorrow. You might not. Your family might not. Work pays you for those hours that you work. They don't pay for those extra things whilst you're at home or when you're coming back travelling to and from work thinking about it. They couldn't give a monkeys about what you are doing outside of those work hours. So make that time yours. And I mean yours. Spend time with your family, your friends, your pets. Go out and do mindfulness. Do anything to relax, but do not think about work. In the long run, your mind and your body will thank you for it. Now, we're halfway through, so what I'd like to do, if you're liking what I've been saying so far and some of it's resonating with you, do me a favour, please just hit the like button. It takes you 2 seconds and it means a lot to the YouTube algorithm, and they'll actually start pushing this out to other people, so maybe it will help some others as well. So thanks a lot. Now on to number 10, which is avoiding help. When you are dealing with lots of stress and anxiety and depression, Not seeking help from someone, again, it just continues to build it up over time, and you need to stop this from happening. Go and see your GP. If you're not someone who likes taking medication, you can ask the GP to go and refer you to a counsellor. Or lots of companies nowadays actually have a little wellness program where it's an external company where you can actually just give them a ring and you can talk to people about what's actually going on in your mind. It's free for you to use. Most people don't use these things that actually come as a benefit. Use them. Talk to someone. Even if you just talk to your best friend or your partner about it. You haven't got to go and spend loads of money on counselling or take medication. You can just get help in other ways. Now, the next one is comparing yourself to others. In this sort of day that we're in today, where you see all these people on TV, and they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, they're on X, they're on YouTube, and it's all, look at how great I am, look at what I've achieved. Yeah, stop comparing yourself to them. You are not them. You're not going to become a massive influencer overnight. Yeah, I'm not doing this to become an influencer overnight and have thousands and millions of adorating fans like Mr. Beast. No, I'm not. I know I'm never going to be that huge. Yeah, I don't do this because I want to be big and famous. I do this because I want to help you. I've helped myself over the years. It's my turn to give back to you. So stop comparing yourself to other people. You're an individual. Again, doing something like journaling, that can actually help, where you are writing down what good things have happened to yourself, what things you're proud of yourself, what things you have failed at, what are your plans for the future. Having that written down in a journal, you can go back and look at it, remind yourself, celebrate you being you. Once you start loving yourself, everybody else will start loving you in return. Now on to quite a big one, especially for us men, which is suppression of emotions. Avoiding or suppressing your emotions can lead then to, again, increased stress and emotional outbursts. It's an old adage, isn't it, that, women are okay, they're attached to their emotions, they talk to their girlfriends about it and things like that. And us as men, we don't. We don't talk about our emotions, we don't cry. Big news, we do. We do cry, we do scream, we do shout, we do have to let out anger. Is that because we've got this stereotypical, we've got to be men, we've got to be butch? I've seen certain TV stars, I can't remember his name because personally I can't stand him. He had a TV show on not so long ago saying about how we should reclaim our macho-ness and we've got to be macho and be men. Being a man does not mean you can't show emotion and you can't cry. Actually having that in touch to that does not make you lesser of a human being. If anything, it makes you more. Yes, you can still be strong. You can still be the provider, the protector. Do you really think that people in the army don't cry? Famous boxers, police officers, fire people don't cry. Tell you now, they do. They really do cry. So it's okay to do it. Let those emotions out. You haven't got to do it in front of other people. You can just do it on your own, in your own bedroom, in the car. But if you feel them coming up, let them out. Trust me, your mind will do a lot. Those of you who watched a video a few weeks back about my journey through mental health, I didn't think I was going to cry during that, and I did. I didn't stop filming. I kept it in there to let people know it's okay not to be okay. Now, another one, this is number 13, being in unhealthy relationships. This is a huge thing. We hear about it all the while. We normally only ever see it in the news when it comes to women being in abusive relationships. Doesn't just affect women, it affects men as well. It affected me years ago. I have said this before in previous videos. it has a huge effect on your mental health. For years, I have been in quite a few different abusive relationships, and I had to get out. Thankfully, I'm in one now where it isn't abusive. I've got all the love and support I need. But I didn't realise that it was abusive until so much further on, after many thoughts about harming and stuff like that was on there. So if you're in that actual person-to-person relationship, be brave, get out of it. There are lots of support networks out there that can help you get out of those relationships. If it's friends, I didn't realise I had that many toxic relationships with friends. Again, until they were pointed out to me. Once I cut those people out of my life and stopped talking to them, I wasn't being used anymore. And I realised that these people were only there to get out of me what they wanted, what could benefit them. If I needed them, they weren't there for me. Get rid. Don't need them in your life. Again, you'll feel a lot better and a lot better surroundings without that negativity. Now, another one is lack of purpose. Not having a sense of purpose in your life, again, can lead to feelings of anxiety, depression and emptiness. So get that purpose. Again, I keep on talking about it. Journaling, you can write down in there what purpose you want in life, and you can reflect on things that you think, do I really want that in life? Do I want my life to go down this road? Am I actually in a job that I actually feel really fulfilled in? Is it making me mentally unwell? Then yeah, relook at it, reframe it. What other jobs could you go for where you would feel better? What other scenarios could you be in? Sometimes of getting up and moving properties to a different part where you're away from all those negative things into somewhere new. It's so cathartic, you know, it's refreshing, it's a weight off your shoulders. So have a think about that. Number 15 is a great one, which is neglecting self-care. Taking time to look after yourself is the most important thing you can do. It is just as important as eating and drinking and breathing air. It's part of our main survival things that we actually need. You've got to find that time just to be on your own so you can actually de-stress and get some of this stuff out your system. You haven't got to do it for hours. Just take 10 minutes every day to do it and make that become a habit. Once it becomes a habit, it starts to really have a massive effect on your life. So doing 10 minutes worth of breathing exercises, 10 minutes yoga, 10 minutes mindfulness, 10 minutes just going out for a walk, or 10 minutes listening to music. Anything where you haven't got any distractions. So again, turn your phone off, turn your doorbell off. Tell your family, I'm just going to go, be on my own for 10 minutes, give me some peace, I'll be back out in a minute. And again, that will do wonders for you. I have spoken about that again in a previous video about mindfulness. And I actually will be doing some other videos coming up soon about different aspects of mindfulness that you can do in a lot more depth and some tutorials. So keep an eye out for those. The next one is perfectionism. Setting unrealistic expectations of yourself or other people can lead to chronic stress, anxiety and feelings of inadequacy. No one is perfect. Get that in your mind right now. No one is perfect and no one will ever be perfect. We all have those little things that aren't quite right with us. We've all got one ear lower than the other one. We've all got a scar that we're not happy about, the way we look, the way we feel, the way we dress. You can't do everything perfect. All you can do is the best at what you can do. And if you can improve, just improve 1% every time you do it. Learn new ways of doing things so you can make it quicker for you. It can be that little more step towards perfectionism, but you'll never will be perfect. So stop thinking you can be. Everyone might show that they're perfect out there on the TV screens and in the magazines, but that's in front of a camera. That's not. When the camera's turned off, they're completely different people. Now on to number 17, procrastination. Again, this is something that I dealt with for years. I used to put off doing things because I thought it's going to take too long, it's too hard to do, I'll put that off and do that tomorrow or later on. Well, guess what? Tomorrow never comes. You forget about it. And then in the end, if it's in your own life, personal life that is, yeah, it's not quite as bad as if it's in your work life. In your work life, you can be given warnings over it. You can be fired over it. Someone could actually be endangered by something that you've put off. So a great way of doing that, if you have got a task that you're not quite sure you want to do yet, take that big task and chop it down into smaller sections. And then start off at the beginning, do that little small section, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Things that can take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to do, and within a very short space of time, before you realise it, oh, that big task is done. Oh my God, look how great I've been. I've actually done it. And the next time, you'll do it again and again. Just keep on breaking things down. Makes it smaller, bite-sized chunks. Something I learnt years ago and has stayed with me for quite a while. The next one is rumination. Overthinking past events or potential future scenarios and then thinking about the worst things that could happen with them. That increases your anxiety and depression. Things are in the past, all you can do is learn from them. Yes, you can have a look and go, okay, if that happens again in the future, what would I do differently to make that into a positive outcome? Now, when it comes to the future, you can't stop that from happening. All you can do is do a risk assessment and think, right, what things can I put into place to stop that happening or be less of a threat in the future? Yeah, businesses and health and safety have dealt with this for decades. Yeah, come on, we've got a whole law about it in the UK. It's been around since 1974, the Health and Safety at Work Act. Those sort of principles you can do with your fears. So taking your fears and then just turning them around slightly, making them into a bit less of a threat. Next one is engaging in risky behaviours. You know what I mean. Participating in dangerous activities that can lead to stress and anxiety, like burning the candle at both ends, going out partying every single night, doing just other dangerous things that could put your life or other people's in danger. Please don't do them. Let somebody else do them. If you see something and you think, oh, I like that, watching that on Jackass. God, I'm showing my age now, showing Jackass TV. Don't do it. They're professionals. They were paid to do that. And probably the most important one, number 20, is ignoring boundaries. Failing to set and maintain personal boundaries can actually lead to feelings of being overwhelmed and actually stressed. So please put some personal boundaries in place. With your family, it can be, okay, I'm spending this time for myself to de-stress. Leave me alone. If someone tries to do it, don't just go, oh, okay, yeah, what can I do? No, say, excuse me, this is my time, please, just leave me. And push them out for those 10 minutes. When it comes to other things, like if we work, I spoke about it before about not overworking. If once you finish work, you tell yourself and set that boundary, you will not do anything more for work for that day. That's it. Now, I finished at 5:30. That is it. Work is down. Pen down. Computer down. Lid done. You have left work. You are not going to do anything else about that again. And then your new boundary then is, I'm now going to spend this amount of time with my kids. I'm going to spend this amount of time with the cat, or my dog, or my guinea pig, or whatever pet you've got, or with my wife, my husband, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. But to set those boundaries and make them a habit. Because once you start doing it and it becomes a habit, it's automatic. And you'll just be in that nice little flow. And then you'll start thinking, whilst you're at work, oh, I'm doing this tonight. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. And that's putting you then in a positive mood whilst you're at work, because you're looking forward to going out to the cinema, having a date night. Or, oh, actually, the kids are away, so me and my wife are going to sit there and just relax. Or me and my husband can relax for the night. That is the setting of the boundaries. Right, so if you've got through to this bit, thank you so much for getting through to it. Do me a favour, if you've liked this video, please feel free to share it. And also subscribe to the channel as well. And it just helps me grow this community into a bit more. So with that, have a look at this next video over here. If you like this one, you'll like that one too. Till next time, remember, it's okay to not be okay.